Hi, it's Mike Matthews, the host of the longest-running self-produced daily podcast on planet Earth by a guy named Mike. It is Mike's Daily Podcast. Hi, it's episode 3054. What headline just grabbed me? Tim Walz heckled by veterans for stolen valor claims and China connections. They heckled him for that. He is the governor of Minnesota. As you may recall, he was running as vice president with Kamala Harris last year. As he welcomed the veterans to the Capitol for the annual Veterans Day on the Hill, he was met by a fiery crowd who called him a coward for sympathizing with China. Wow. Well, all I was saying was I wanted you to enjoy coming into Café Anyway. And hey, you know, if you're working from home or working at work, actually in the work building, wherever the work is, I want to tell you that, hey, listening to Mike's Daily Podcast on the side, it's okay. It may not be legal in some parts of the place or with your company, but I'm enjoying having you listen, is all I'm saying. If you do work from home, here's an interesting thing. A study recently from Centus reveals that not George Costanza, but Georgia ranks as the most eager state for remote work opportunities. Yes, Georgia, of all places, right next to Alabama, where I lived for 2 years. There were, North Carolina and Florida followed closely, highlighting the rising demand for flexible work options in the Southeast. Nationally, the top searched keyword was Amazon work from home, showing widespread interest with over 1 million, almost 2 million monthly searches. Insights are based on an analysis of 169 unique keywords using Google Keyword Planner data, and Alaskans have the fewest searches for remote and digital nomad jobs, which is interesting because you would think in Alaska, where you would probably work from home anyway, maybe the internet's not so good, but you wouldn't be working. You'd be outside looking at the beautiful, great outdoors. Census.com found that information out. Well, you know what? I've got more interesting information that I'm going to bring to you, but first you have to follow me into Café Anyway. Let me get the door for you. Café Anyway. Welcome to Café Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
episode 3054, 3054, and Mike Matthews. Welcome to Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in podCastro Valley, the last place on earth.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
In the land of Ameritopica, my name is Mike, and once upon a time, I used to write songs that I sang at coffee houses in the Ventura County area long ago. It's funny to think.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Any coffee house I could find, I would play at in the 90s. And I made some friends. I made some
Daily
interesting acquaintances.
Podcast.
I once talked to a guy who had worked for, what's his name? Dave A. Stewart, the guy that does all the instrumentation behind Annie Lennox when they are the Eurythmics. They basically are the Eurythmics, the two of them. So it was fascinating to talk to that one. Just all the bizarre places I've played. I had something like 100 songs. And they were interested. They were all upbeat. I think I had maybe one or two really slow ones, but the rest of them all were upbeat and had a drum machine, kind of like what that is in the background there. No, it's a real drummer. His name is Pally the drummer. But my point is that I did that, and then I realized I have such an appreciation for musicians because I could not do it. I could not do the people that write songs and have to constantly keep coming up with new material and release new albums. And that goes for anybody that is a what they call a creative, but people that create stuff, books, writers, movies, podcasts, videos, anything. It's fascinating to me. Art, paintings, how they keep doing it.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The podcast picture is not of any art I did, but of a wonderful person, my lovely lady friend. She and I were at Half Moon Bay at Poplar Beach over the weekend, and it was a beautiful day. We didn't get to spend too much time there because we forgot to feed the cats before we left, so we had to head home. And thankfully, there wasn't any traffic coming back to PodCastro Valley from Half Moon Bay, so it was a wonderful day. We had a great trip. And next time we'll have to spend a little bit longer and actually stay for the sunset. But it was fun. You know, we haven't been to Half Moon Bay in almost a year, and that's just ridiculous. We're less than 30 miles away as the crow flies. As you, maybe even by driving, maybe it's about 35. I used to take the Lake Great Basil the Boxer to this particular spot all the time. So we just need to get out there more often. And Pacifica, that's even a shorter drive, usually timing wise and sometimes even lengthwise. So all these beautiful places to check out in the Bay Area. And we're here in PodCastro Valley, the last place on earth in the land of Meritoptica, here at Café Anyway. Someone who has not visited us here at Café Anyway, neither of these guys, Jimmy Fallon or Bill Gates, but Bill told Jimmy, within 10 years, AI will replace many doctors, teachers, and others. Humans won't be needing for most things, he said. But with AI over the next decade, we will improve medicines and diagnoses to widely available AI tutors and virtual assistants, says Bill Gates. But will Jimmy Fallon be replaced by AI? How will that? Yeah, probably. He is one of very few people who can do all these crazy impressions of actual singers. Speaking of singers, he has an amazing talent.
That's legit.
Not the best interviewer. He always has to rely on shtick to get through the interviews, it seems. I mean, really good. Those little skits and those goofy games they play and little side things he does are brilliant, but still, it's not just the old days. It's not like the old days where they just sat down and talked. He can, on occasion, pull it off, but that's more of the thing that Jon Stewart was really good at. And, of course, Tom Snyder back in the day, David Letterman, Johnny Carson. Your United Airlines credit card is going to cost more, but it's going to have new perks. United Explorer card will now cost $150 every year, and that is up from $95. So up almost, $55. The United Quest card, I can add. The United Quest card fee will climb to $350 a year from $250. So up to $350. The United Club card will cost $695 a year, up from $525 a year. The new perks include airline.
I can't believe, what the hell is this place anyway?
Café Anyway, that's what I said earlier. As well as rideshare credits, Instacart Plus memberships, and hotel booking awards. I just do not fly enough, and I am not a fan of United. I had some bad experience with them, so just not a fan. Block busted 2025. That's the year we're in. Did you know? It's off to a tough start for movie theaters. Movies have generated $1.3 billion in the U.S. and Canada so far, and that is down 7% from a year ago. Last month in particular was a flop with 50% decrease from the previous year. Google and Meta are the kings of advertising. Google and Meta. Meta, the people behind Facebook, Instagram. I'm on both of those. At Mike's Daily Podcast is the best place to find me on my socials. At Mike's Daily Podcast, or sometimes you can find me at Mike Talks, because that's what I'm doing now. Revenue is what they're making, but Amazon brought in $56.2 billion in advertising revenue. Walmart brought in $4.4 billion in advertising revenue. Café Anyway. So let's see. Amazon brought in about more than 10 times the amount that Walmart brought in. Target, as we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in podCastro Valley, the last place on earth in the land of Ameritopica. You can see a video of this show at mikesdailypodcast.com. It is, speaking of meta, on my Facebook page. And you can see the wonderful Flying Saucer t-shirt that I am wearing that I got from Cypress Waters, Texas, back in February at a place called Flying Saucer. And they had some good beers, they had some great food there, and very nice people, and a great little lake next to it that, even though it was 20 degrees outside, my lovely lady friend and I took a walk around. See that at mikesdailypodcast.com. The Target ad revenue is on pace to deliver nearly $2 billion. So Walmart's making... Mr. Matthews. Thank you, children. Look at me doing some multiplication. Walmart is making twice what Target is in ad revenue. So what does this all mean, this tariff stuff mean for your next car? Car prices saw a dramatic upswing of 25% in the aftermath of the pandemic. Trump has 25% tariffs. The average price, the number 25 seems to be prevalent in our world, isn't it? 25. I can't drive 25. The average price for a new vehicle was just above $48,000 in the month of February. Auto experts say tariffs will push up the average car price $5,000 to $10,000. Donald Trump imposing the 25% tariff on imported cars, trucks, and auto parts. Some companies may pass the price hikes from the 25% tariffs directly to the consumers. Others may bear some of the costs to remain competitive. But they will probably reduce the incentives they give, like the 0% interest rate deal thing they do. New cars, used cars, maintenance costs, and even insurance premiums will all go up, since accidents involving new parts,
you ready?
will be mostly more costly because of the tariffs. So, hey, Beyonce's Cowboy Carter took home the Grammys top prize last year, but fans this year. But fans in some markets aren't yet pulling the trigger on buying her concert tickets. The Cowboy Carter tour seemed a sure bet, as sure a bet as you can in live music. She finished a sold-out Renaissance tour last year, which was in such high demand that American fans flew to Europe for a discount to see the show. Tickets for the opening 5-night run, which happens April 28th at SoFi Stadium, were selling for as little as $59 and were available, mostly available as of the end of March. Subsequent dates at SoFi are going for as low as $35. Resale tickets are at rock bottom prices. Fans are having some buyer's remorse after last year and all the money they spent on concert tickets. Weren't we talking about in the last podcast about the IPO? Not the IPA. I like some IPAs. It's true. Once in a while. And in fact, I think I had an IPA at this
point. Oh, wow. That's wild.
StubHub at Flying Saucer. The shirt I'm wearing. StubHub, they were going to have a IPO. They were going to do their what's that called, the thing, the initial public offering. That's what that thing is. IPO. IPA is Indian Pale Ale. Okay, they were going to do a IPO, but then StubHub said no. We don't like all the crazy ups and downs of the market. The market's way up, the market's way down, and it's really crazy, and they blame Trump. Well, I mean, they didn't say so specifically, but it looks like that. And Ryan Reynolds with his thing that he was going to launch. Yeah, another thing. He needs to launch another thing. Come on, Ryan. Enough. Take a week off. Well, so problems include recession fears, ongoing inflation. Some festivals have seen softening demand. Maybe it's because of an impending recession, but I'm saying buyer's remorse is what I'm thinking. I got that information from...
It's Bison Bentley's. Do you know that?
Hey, this is Bison Bentley, and Mike Matthews has a couple of stories that'll make you want to ask yourself, do you know that?
Do you know that? I did not get that information from Bison Bentley, but from Rob Black. I produce his podcast, and he is seen on television on Cron TV Monday through Thursday in the 9 o'clock hour. But we're outside a Café Anyway, somewhere in PodCastro Valley, the last place on earth in the land of Ameritopica. Look who's here. Hello, Mike Matthews. This is Chely Shoehart, the gift shop supervisor, and I'm stopping the snow globes. You're stopping the snow globes? Yeah, Mike Matthews, because they're always blowing up, like right now. Oh, yes. I heard a sound effect that sounded as if something was exploding, and that was your snow globes. What are you going to do now to make money, Chely Shoehart, because you are such the entrepreneur? Well, Mike Matthews, you know, women, we have this problem where we grow hair on our legs. Why is that a problem? You probably need hair on your legs because it keeps your legs warm, therefore. Yeah, but it's unsightly and men don't like it, so we always shave off the hair on our legs. Okay, well, I'm not going to talk about this further with you because I sense that we might be entering some area that we should probably stay away from. In fact, someone is telling me to stop right now.
This is my last word. No!
They're saying no to that. And we listen to...
Do you have any safe spaces?
Safe spaces?
Yes, where people can go to get away from the colonialist mentality. As long as there's a diversity, equity, and inclusion policy, we'll be fine.
The word is no. No? Okay. No seems to be the word. Chely, what's your idea? Mike Matthews, what I'm thinking is what we're going to do is because women need their legs shaved and they always forget to do it. Mike Matthews, I think what we should do is, you know how how you always have your faces shaved? You go into those places and the guy has that really big knife and he puts that soapy stuff on you with the big brush thingy, and then the barber guy, he shaves off all the hairs on your face. So I think we should do that with women's legs. With women's legs? Yes, Mike Matthews, we should have someone go around who can shave women's legs. Okay, preferably, I don't think most women would like the guy at the barbershop to shave their legs. I don't know, maybe this could be a new thing. You heard it here first, everybody, on Mike's Daily Podcast. Oh, I just sounded the sound that... Doesn't that kind of remind you of when a submarine's about to go down? 50 fathoms, whatever they say. All aboard, sir. Yes, Admiral. Captain. Aye, Captain. That's what they say. Aye, Captain. Okay. Well, what an interesting idea. So this would be a...
No. That's enough. Put down the mic.
Well, wait. We didn't hear the complete idea. So I'm thinking kind of like the way that somebody comes to your house to groom your dog. You're suggesting someone should come to your house, and for women that forget to shave their legs, this person would show up and shave their legs for them. Yes, Mike Matthews, I think that's a great idea. All right. I definitely think we need people to call in to tell us what they think about this. But who knows? This is, Chely Shoehart is an entrepreneur, comes up with great ideas, and in her entrepreneurial spirit, she's doing this sort of thing. So I think we could either say yay or nay to what she's saying, or just say no. How do they say it?
N-O, no.
Look who else is here. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere, the engineer. Wow, Mike, what an idea. That's a great idea. Note to self.
Note to self.
Maybe I'll start that business. I'm thinking it's not a business that could be started by a guy. Have to be more of a women thing. But before you know it, Chely will have an initial public offering of some sort going on. You just watch. What do you think? Here's the number to call.
Call Mike at the Café Anyway hotline. Area code 510-228-4640.
Mike Matthews? Not no Mike Matthews.
Uh-huh.
Really?
Eminem. Eminem. We got Eminem.
And with all things having to do with Mike's Daily Podcast, we go to the main frame and hear from A-Frame. Thank you for listening to this great show. Well, I think it's great. I mean, I hope it's great. Well, I think, let's just say it's great. Why don't we do that and just say, hey, thank you, A-Frame, for telling everybody the stuff that's always told at the end of each podcast. Amazing.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye.